You've been told to manifest your dream life, to write affirmations, to visualize wealth, to repeat the same phrases until they come true. But look around. Most people are still stuck in the same loop, the same job, the same pain, the same empty promise that tomorrow will be different. They're manifesting every day, and yet nothing changes. Why? Because they are manifesting from the same energy that built the life they want to escape. They think new words will change old vibrations. But the universe does not listen to language. It listens to frequency. You can whisper abundance all night long, but if your heart still trembles with fear, your signal is not abundance, it's lack. You can paste pictures of dream houses on your wall, but if you wake each morning believing you're unworthy of more, the image becomes a mirror reflecting what you don't believe you can have. This is why the rich get richer, not because they're lucky, but because their identity already vibrates at wealth. They expect it, breathe it, embody it. And this is why you keep manifesting the wrong life, because your mind asks for freedom while your emotions worship limitation. You say you want love, but you fear rejection. You say you want success, but you distrust power. You say you want peace, but you feed on chaos. And so the universe delivers exactly what you are, not what you say. For years they taught you to think positive, but thought without emotion is an empty signal. It never leaves the walls of your skull. True manifestation begins not with your mind, but with your state of being. Your body is an antenna, broadcasting every doubt, every belief, every self-story into the field of creation. And that field responds faithfully, without judgment, without mercy. So you can work harder, pray louder, visualize longer, and still repeat the same cycle, because deep down, the story playing in your subconscious is stronger than every affirmation combined. Until that story changes, you will continue to attract proof of who you secretly believe you are. This is the first illusion, that you can create a new life while remaining the same self. The moment you understand this, everything shifts, because it's not the universe withholding your desires, it's you broadcasting the wrong signal. And once you see the illusion for what it is, the next question becomes unavoidable. If the universe always mirrors you, then who or what have you really been sending out? You are not being punished by the universe. You are being mirrored by it. Every circumstance in your life is a reflection, not a judgment, a frequency match. When you truly grasp this, the entire game changes, because now you see the universe isn't random, and your failure was never proof of your weakness. It was proof of your signal. The world outside you has always been tuned to the vibration inside you. Think of your subconscious as a broadcasting tower. Whatever story plays within, that's the message the field receives. If the story says, "I'm not enough," then every opportunity that arises will somehow confirm it. If the story says, "Life is struggle," you will meet just enough resistance to make that true. This is not mysticism, it's resonance. Two frequencies that match will always connect. It's physics, not faith. But here's the revelation no one told you. Your subconscious was never yours to begin with. It was written long before you knew what you wanted. Written by parents who feared money, teachers who praised obedience, society that worshiped scarcity and called it realism. Every commercial, every rule, every warning became a line of code running silently beneath your conscious will. So even when you said, "I choose abundance," the program whispered, "Be careful, don't lose what you have." Even when you said, "I am free," the program murmured, "Stay safe, stay small." And the universe, loyal servant that it is, delivered exactly what the program ordered. This is the hidden architecture of reality. Your outer world is a projection of the movie playing in your subconscious. You cannot outthink it. You cannot outrun it. You can only rewrite it. That's the work no one wants to do because it's not glamorous. It doesn't fit into a 60-second clip. It requires silence, introspection, the courage to meet the parts of yourself you've been avoiding your entire life. But that's where the true manifestation begins, not in shouting new affirmations, but in dissolving the lies that keep the old ones alive. When you confront the fear, it loses charge. When you forgive the past, you free the signal. When you believe differently, reality has no choice but to rearrange. Because creation is not about forcing the universe, it's about becoming coherent with it. Every emotion, every thought, every cell vibrating in agreement, that's alignment, that's power. And in that alignment, manifestation stops being a technique. It becomes automatic, as natural as breathing. Now you understand the revelation. You are never failing to manifest. You are manifesting perfectly, just from the wrong story. The next step is to learn how to change the broadcast itself, how to align your thought, emotion, and belief so they sing the same frequency. That is where power lives. That is where creation begins. Now that you see the program, the question becomes simple. How do you change the signal? You do not beg the universe to hear you. You become the version of you the universe already recognizes. Alignment begins when thought, emotion, and belief move in the same direction. Most people only change the first one, thought. They speak new words, but they feel the same fear, so their frequency never moves. To align, you start with awareness. Notice the feeling behind every desire. Ask yourself, if I had this already, how would I feel? Then live from that feeling now. This is not pretending, it is rehearsal, training your nervous system to trust abundance. Because your body doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality, when you feel the emotion of success before it arrives, your subconscious updates the story. It says, this must be who we are now. And the universe, faithful mirror, agrees. Every belief is a vibration loop. Thought, feeling, proof, stronger thought. Break the loop by introducing a new proof. Start small. Choose evidence that life already supports you. Gratitude is the simplest reprogramming tool on earth. Each time you notice something working, you tell your subconscious, see, the world responds to me. That single recognition begins to collapse years of resistance. But alignment also requires release. You cannot hold on to old pain and expect new frequency. Forgive, not to excuse others, but to free your energy from the past. Anger, regret, shame, these are anchors in the field. When you let them go, your vibration rises naturally, without effort, without forced positivity. Do not chase alignment, allow it. You don't align by fighting darkness. You align by becoming light. Every time you breathe intentionally, every time you act from peace instead of fear, you tune yourself to a higher station. The universe is not ignoring you. It is waiting for you to broadcast clearly. You are the transmitter, the receiver, and the message itself. When you live as if the wish is fulfilled, you collapse the distance between desire and reality. Creation stops being something that happens later and becomes the natural rhythm of your being. This is alignment, when your thoughts no longer beg for change because your emotions already believe it's done. When gratitude replaces need and faith replaces doubt. When you stop reaching outward and start radiating inward, then manifestation stops being a struggle. It becomes a mirror of your coherence. You will know you are aligned when peace feels more familiar than fear. And that peace is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning of your transformation. Transformation does not begin when your life changes. Transformation begins when you change, and life follows. You've glimpsed the illusion. You've seen the revelation. You've learned alignment. Now, we step across the threshold. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in, slowly. Feel the air enter your body like light. On the exhale, release the version of you who needed permission to exist. Again, inhale, possibility. Exhale, the past. Every major turning point begins with a private decision. I will no longer abandon myself. Say it quietly. Say it until your nervous system believes you, because the world cannot betray you more efficiently than you betray yourself. You become unstoppable the moment your choices align with your identity. Not, I hope I become, but I am becoming. Not, I'll try, but I decide. Transformation is not a single act. It's a sequence of honest moments. When fear says wait, and you move anyway, gently, but forward. When shame whispers hide, and you choose to be seen. When old patterns offer the comfort of misery, and you refuse the bargain. You are not fixing yourself, you are revealing yourself, the self beneath the noise, the worth that existed before the programming, the signal that was always pure. Let me tell you what will happen when you commit to this path. At first, the old life will test you, not because the universe is cruel, but because the field will return a final echo of the frequency you used to send. People will doubt the new you. Opportunities will look uncertain. Your mind will beg for the familiar. Smile. This is proof that the transformation is real. The echo is not your future. It is your farewell. Hold your state. Return to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Act from coherence. And when the echo fades, it will reveal a horizon you could not see before. Here is a practice, simple, powerful, undeniable. 1. Morning state. Before the world can touch you, touch your future self. 5 minutes with closed eyes, breathe into the identity that already owns your day. Ask, how does this version of me move, decide, speak? Then copy them. 2. Micro-bravery. Each day, do one action your old self would avoid. Send the message. Make the ask. Begin the project. Small acts compound into a personality upgrade, and personality creates personal reality. 3. Sacred numb. Refuse what drains you, even when it looks polite, practical, or expected. Every no to misalignment is a yes to your future. 4. Evidence log. Record one piece of proof every day that the field is responding. A chance meeting, a solved problem, a flash of peace. Reread weekly. This is how you teach your subconscious that the new story is true. You may ask, how will I know I'm transforming? You'll know because the same circumstances won't have the same power. The trigger arrives, and there is space. The doubt appears, and there is breath. The old identity calls, and you do not answer. You'll notice your language changing from I should to I choose, from someday to now, from maybe to watch me. You'll feel a quiet dignity forming in your chest, not arrogance, not performance, a stable self-respect that does not need an audience. And as within, so without. People begin treating you the way you treat yourself. Doors open because you walk like someone who belongs inside. Resources appear because you stand like someone who will multiply them. This is not magic. It is coherence made visible. Understand this. Transformation is less about adding and more about subtracting. Peeling off the masks, the agreements with limitation, the rituals of self-doubt. Beneath what you remove is what you've been seeking. You are not chasing the future, you are meeting it. Each aligned breath collapses the distance between the two. If you stumble, good. Each stumble is a classroom. Stand up with more clarity than you had before you fell. Failure is not the opposite of transformation. It is the friction that forges it. There will come a morning, sooner than you expect, when you wake up and the room feels different. Nothing is changed, and yet everything is. You will recognize the feeling. It's not hype. It's not adrenaline. It's peace, the signature of alignment, the proof that you have become the person your future required. From that day forward, manifestation will feel like conversation. You speak in choices. Life answers in form. You move in faith. Reality rearranges politely to make room. This is transformation. Not a miracle that visits you, but a rhythm you learn to play. Thought, emotion, belief, action. One instrument, one song. Now you are ready for the final passage. The moment where desire ends and identity begins, where asking becomes becoming, where you stop negotiating with your destiny and command it. There comes a moment in every transformation when the universe becomes quiet, not because nothing is happening, but because everything is aligning. You feel it before you see it, a shift, a subtle certainty, a calm that sits behind your ribs like a new heartbeat. This is the moment where most people hesitate, where they look back at the life they've outgrown and feel the gravity of the familiar pulling them home. But you have stepped too far into your becoming to return to who you were. This is where your command begins, not the command of force, not the command of ego, but the command of coherence. Command is when your identity stands so firmly in truth that the world cannot help but rearrange around it. Command is when doubt knocks at your door and you open it with silence. Command is when you stop asking for permission to want what you want. The universe responds to one thing above all else: certainty. Not arrogance, not desperation, just quiet, embodied certainty. The certainty that says, I know who I am now. I know what I'm here to build. I know what I'm meant to receive. This is the frequency the universe has been waiting for. Not the wish, but the decision. Now listen carefully. Your life does not change when you get what you want. Your life changes when you decide you will no longer reject the version of you who's capable of having it. You have spent years manifesting from fear, from scarcity, from the story someone else wrote for you. But today, right now, you write your own story. You take authorship of the signal you send. You step into alignment with your future as if it is already yours, because it is. It has always been waiting, patiently orbiting the edges of your belief, ready to land the moment you stop doubting your right to receive it. This is the final shift, the transition from the seeker to the creator, from the one who hopes to the one who knows, from the one who asks to the one who commands. So speak this, not with your voice, but with your being. I am aligned, I am ready, and I refuse to manifest the wrong life ever again. Say it with your breath. Say it with your posture. Say it with your actions. Let your presence become the affirmation. Let your life become the proof. The universe is listening, not to your words, but to the new frequency you are radiating, a frequency of clarity, a frequency of worthiness, a frequency of truth. And now creation begins, not someday, not eventually, now. You are no longer chasing your future. You are becoming it. And from this moment forward, every signal you send will be a declaration of who you have chosen to be. You are not manifesting wishes. You are manifesting identity. Remember this truth. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. This is your mind shift.